All right, boys. Got us 400 laps here. Green flag's in the air. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
Kevin Harvick with a monster jump. Remember the rules on the initial start of the race. The second place car cannot beat the control car, the pole car, to the start finish line.
Mike, remember what Dale Earnhardt Jr. told us in the pre-race. We changed springs, shocks, sway bars, rear end housing. He was a little cautious getting into one, but now the car looks like it's doing pretty darn good for him.
There's certainly no holding back Kevin Harvick on that start. He got off to a huge advantage already by the time he was in turn one.
He's ready to go, baby. He's on it.
8th place, Ricky Stenhouse was up on the outside. Now drops in line behind Kurt Busch. Denny Hamlin testing the high side from 4th place, down in 1 and 2.
I think it might be a little bit too early to go up there. I like that he's trying to. He has a gap behind him, so he can get up there and take advantage of this clean air and opportunity he has, see what it's like. But I think he said, no, I want to stay on the bottom.
They were 3 wide into turn 3 with Tony Stewart on the bottom. Everyone trying to get what they can get in these first few laps.
Yeah, Mike, I think the key will be who's going to get up there and make that outside work first, particularly when you're all bottled up back here, everybody fighting for the bottom. If somebody can get up on that outside, they can go somewhere.
Remember, the qualifying order was set from first round practice speeds, putting 10-time Dover winner Jimmy Johnson deep in the field, trying to work himself out of that hole from starting 21st. Still in a lot of traffic there.
Yeah, Mike, I mean, right now, Kevin Harvick's in the middle of 3 and 4. Jimmy Johnson's in the middle of the back straightaway. He's almost a half lap down to the leader right now.
Pulling up on Kyle Larson in 23rd.
We saw Jimmy Johnson working on the bottom of this racetrack. I mean, right on the bottom next to the apron all weekend long in practice. And I believe that he's going to make that work throughout this race. Even though it might take him a little while to come from that starting position, watch for him to make some big moves on the bottom.
Here he goes. Go ahead, under Larson, trying to make the pass into 3.
I know a lot of times the crew chiefs will give you, well, he's 2 seconds back, 3, whatever. I like the start-finish line. When I'm at the line, tell me where the next guy is. Tell me where my competition is on the racetrack.
Matt?
Jimmy Johnson told me that the car was good in practice, but they're not here just to score a top 5 finish. He wants to win. He wants to be great. He said they went overly aggressive with a change for his race car today because he wants another Dover trophy. This is his most productive track.
10 wins.
He just has such a knack and feel for this racetrack. To me, it doesn't matter where he starts. He's going to be coming to the front. But when I watched him work the bottom here, as we see Austin Dillon working the bottom of Brad Keselowski, you see this track takes a lot of discipline, as you know, DW. Do you see that you let up, slow the car down through the center of the corner, get it turned and get a big straight shot off? It looked like Austin Dillon was going to close up on the 2, but then the 2 got a big launch up off the corner.
Yeah, you play with the throttle a lot here. I mean, you're in the gas, out of the gas, through the middle of the corner, try to pick up the throttle. You play around with the throttle a lot.
Watch this slice and dice. A.J. Allmendinger cutting down on Jamie
tried to
McMurray.
close the door on the one car. That's also an area where there's a lot of bumps. Jamie wasn't having it. He got right to his bumper. I don't know if he touched him, but he certainly moved him out of the way. There's many ways you can pass here at Dover.
Yeah, neither did AJ. He didn't know if he touched him either or not, but he thinks he might have.
Martin Truex moves up in the top 5, upper left of your screen.
Whoa, 3 wide. Here we go.
Here, as I talk about Jimmy Johnson running the bottom, he goes around him on the outside.
Casey Mears on the move to 20th. He started 26th in the number 13.
Yeah, he's pacing right along with Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy's right behind him, and 13, Casey Mears running a nice lap line right now.
Also, look at that, Tony Stewart up 9 positions already. He's also, working all these multiple grooves, especially. He does very, very good here, right around the bottom. He won here in 2013. Look for him to get up there and mix it up with them.
I think that was the last time he won.
It was
here.
All of those drivers did not perhaps have a mock qualifying run, didn't have a quick lap in that opening practice, and then when qualifying got washed out, ended up starting this race deep in the field.
Well, and of course, Tony Stewart had that accident early in practice, had to go to a backup car. When he went to make a qualifying run, it was really just to feel out the car for 1 or 2 laps.
Now, Mike, here comes Kevin Harvick, our leader. He's coming off turn 4 now. He's at the line now, and Jimmy Johnson's in the middle of the back straightaway, a half lap down.
And I think lap traffic, as this race goes on throughout the whole day, lap traffic is going to play a big role in what happens up front.
And there's what that interval looks like in terms of time around the racetrack from Kevin Harvick. 12.8 seconds back to Jimmy Johnson. 11th place here, Brad Keselowski's Ford, Casey Kane Chevy.
Yeah, right now our leader, Kevin Harvick's running 23.11s. Johnson back in 20th place, 23.5. So he's about 4/10 off of what our leader can run out front, clean air, no traffic.
Now remember, we're 14 laps in. If there is no caution flag, NASCAR will throw a competition yellow at lap 40 with this green racetrack from overnight rain, so teams can check tire wear and their setup.
Look at this. We see some debris on the nose of the 18 car. The 41 of Kurt Busch's brother goes by him on the outside.
Maybe going to try to get up there and get that off. Get right up on the back of that 41 car and blow that off of there.
Kyle started 3rd. He has slipped to 7th. Kevin Harvick has led every lap so far. Junior in 3rd, 5 seconds back. He never made a run of 10 laps or more in practice. His crew chief Greg Ives and the engineers were up to midnight last night trying to figure out what to put under that car for today.
Yeah, he'd never made a run with this car, really, if you want to think about it, because they changed everything. I was surprised. They even changed the rear end housing, wow. Which is probably the camber and all in the rear end housing. But whatever they did, they got it right.
Riding with Austin Dillon. Greg Biffle just behind in 13th.
I'm already amazed. Look how dark the racetrack's gotten already. A lot of rubber being laid down on this racetrack, and you're seeing cars start to search all over this track as we see Kevin Harvick even go to the middle of the racetrack and make a move here around David Reagan. Boy, you know, you think 40 laps, the competition caution is going to come, but they forgot to tell Kevin Harvick that he is laying some laps down and putting some cars down on a lap.
Yeah, that would be your ideal situation if you could stay on the lead lap till we get to that 40-lap caution. But obviously the way that 4 car is running out front with no any problems whatsoever, lapping a lot of cars.
11th place. Ricky Stenhouse looking back at Brad Keselowski, Austin Dillon, all trying different lines to see what works here. And you might as well, because these 6 laps here are kind of a free test session. You know that caution's coming at lap 40, so you know you're not going to be lapped. Try something.
Absolutely. This is the perfect time. Yeah, of course, you don't want to lose any positions here because every position is so important, but absolutely try a bunch of different things right now and gather information in your mind of what you can tell your crew on what they can do to help you out.
I don't know what that 4 is trying, but that's what I want to try. Give me some of that.
I don't think he has to try anything. He's just on rails.
Now, Brad Keselowski made a pass on Ricky Stenhouse. Did he move Stenhouse out of the way?
Well, he certainly got right up on his bumper. It looked like Ricky already got a little bit free, and actually that was a great clean pass by Brad Keselowski.
I mean, when somebody's right on your bumper, Mike, and they force you to go in the corner a little wee bit harder, you lose control of the car and they go right by.
Tony Stewart started 34th, battling for 21st. Had some contact coming up on the front straightaway in this batch.
Oh, big deal right here. These guys were all over each other. The 22 and the 16 got together. Let's watch this. 22 up on the outside, 24 on the bottom, puts the 16 right in the middle. Woo.
Oh, man, that was almost big. You know, the 24 and the 16 have had some words earlier from Talladega. There's some aggressive driving that was going on, and I don't think the 16 was real happy about it. I think it's just, you know, a rookie racing hard, but right there he was almost in the middle of a big mess.
Yeah,
I don't think he's any happier now.
No, I don't think so.
And Biffle told me this morning, I talked to him briefly, and he said his car was really pretty good. He felt like a 7th, 8th place car today.
1 lap to the competition yellow, which is because of overnight rain. and will allow the teams to check tire wear and setup. 28 cars on the lead lap.
Competition yellow.
That is David Hoots, the race director.
Certainly is. Looking forward to see what happens with the 4-car on this restart, starting on the bottom.
Green flag. Edwards, Harvick, and then a fight for third.
We talk about short run speed versus long run speed. Right here, we're going to find out just what kind of short run speed Carl Edwards has. It looks like Kevin Harvick has the short run speed and the long run speed.
The answer to that would be none.
Wow.
Harvick has got it going on, brother. It looks exactly like he did here last fall.
That was a statement move.
Well,
I think he took out a little frustration from that pit stop on Carl Edwards.
No penalties on that first round of pit stops. 3 Fords and a Chevy fight for track position here.
And I tell you, that is so intense when you're down there on the bottom, somebody on your outside. Hard to get off the corner with a car to your right side.
That's 4 cars under a blanket right there.
Oh, there's just nothing more frustrating than this when they just start lining up and going to the inside of you and you're stuck on the outside.
Now it's 5. Tony Stewart joins that group.
Yeah, you just get freight trained right now. When you're on fresh tires like this, you can run the bottom very effectively.
Yeah, but DW, a lot of times what happens is on low air pressure, maybe the splitter touches the racetrack a little bit more than you want. You think, hey, why not just keep it glued right to the bottom? It's not that easy to do.
Casey Mears had Tony Stewart right up his rear spoiler, slipped up in turn 2, and Stewart got alongside. They're fighting for 22nd. Best battle on the racetrack.
Mike, what I see is just everybody is really aggressive right now. I mean, they're just fighting for every position. So when they get strung out, they know they're going to have a hard time catching cars and passing them.
Being here at the Monster Mile, they're ferocious.
105 laps complete. Kevin Harvick the leader by 1 second over Carl Edwards, Matt Kenseth, Kurt Busch, and Martin Truex Jr. That's Eric Almirola. Just ahead of Ryan Blaney. 2 Fords fighting for 18th position. We had the competition caution at lap 40 as you ride with Austin Dillon. We're now at lap 106. Larry, when are we going to see him at pit road?
Yeah, I would say, Mike, starting somewhere around lap 120. And when I think about green flag stops, I think about Carl Edwards in the pre-race. One of the toughest pit roads to get onto under green.
Biggest movers since the restart shortly after lap 40 would be Joey Logano there, now in 9th place. He restarted 16th for a gain of 7 spots, as did A.J. Allmendinger.
Well, he's super aggressive on the restarts. We all know that. So he makes spots up there. Then his car sort of levels off. And then late in the run, right around now, this is when his car really starts to come alive. So he's going to want this thing to stay green and for the track to continue to rubber up, lose some grip, for him to make his way to the front.
One of the most amazing things, I'm looking at our scoring monitor, and every car on the racetrack is running in the 24-second bracket. From a 24-26, our leader, all the way over to a 25, 24, 50, 60, 80 in that range. Everybody in the 24s.
10th place battle, Jimmy Johnson coming after Ryan Newman.
One of the things I've been noticing late in this run, you need to have an 8 on your race car, because everyone with an 8, 18, 48, 78, as well as the 88, all of them have been super fast in these last 10 laps.
I'll just take half of that, thank you.
Look at this.
Oh,
Things are heating up.
We got a battle. Carl's been a little wee bit better, particularly when Harvick gets in traffic.
You're riding on the front bumper of Carl Edwards' car. Tracking Kevin Harvick. Edwards a little bit higher up on the racetrack. They're going to put a lap on Trevor Bayne, the 26th place car right here.
We saw in that last pit stop that gas man on the 19 made an adjustment. He put a round in the left rear. That's usually to tighten up the race car, so he was a little free, and I'm guessing that adjustment's really starting to pay off.
Yeah, we're in a bunch of traffic right now coming up on the back of Kyle Larson here. Every time they get in a little bit of traffic, I think Kevin's being a little bit cautious with these lap cars because he seems like he can go when he wants to.
DW, you think that 42's fighting, trying to stay on the lead lap? That last time off of turn 2, he almost lost it.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what happened coming off turn 2. Kyle Larson right in front of the race leader on your right of the screen.
Whoa.
Just trying to get in that gas and hold it down all the way up off the corner. And that's exactly where the cars will jump sideways with you. Corner exit.
Yeah, he's trying not to get out of the gas. Oh, Trevor Bayne underneath the 42.
Wow,
loose.
contact there.
Wow.
And the 9. Oh, no, sorry. I thought that was the 19. Outside him is the 19 behind them watching all this.
I think the two former drivers get a little bit more excited about cars getting loose and sideways and almost hitting each other, maybe than the guy at home does, but that's a big deal.
Here's what it looked like.
You can see the 42 actually came up on Jeffrey Earnhardt in the 32. He had to go inside of him, sort of pinch the 6 off a little bit, and the 6's car is pretty loose underneath that 42 car. He did a great job, though, of keeping it going straight, not getting into the 42.
That's called a moment. I don't know why.
Here at Dover, there's a lot of moments, big moments.
So Kevin Harvick opens up a big lead once again. Only took me 105 laps to determine the difference between Carl Edwards and Jeffrey Earnhardt's paint schemes. There is none.
I was going to say, I'm glad you figured it out. I certainly didn't.
Other than you can't read the names at this distance, but no, they look identical.
Now, while we were talking about all that, look what's happened in second behind Carl Edwards. Matt Kenseth coming into the picture.
Yeah, I thought that I think Harvick is really, really cautious. We got the 11 coming on pit road, guys.
Denny Hamlin.
I've had it the whole run.
So at lap 117, just prior to schedule. Oh, car came off the wall backstretch. Coming off turn number 2.
Caution's out, guys. Caution's out.
That will be Matt DiBenedetto, and he will bring out the caution at lap 119.
Wow, a lot of damage to that car.
I think this is really going to hurt the 11 car on pit road.
I believe DiBenedetto came off 2, hit the outside wall, then came in and hit the inside wall.
I think this is a bad idea to have stopped. I think he could have rolled around there and maybe stayed on the lead lap for the 11 car.
Oh, I don't know. That car is pretty killed.
Yeah, the leader's coming off turn 4 here. He's going to get out ahead of the leader.
We talk about this track being a monster. It eats up race cars when you lose it on the straightaway.
Right. Here's what happened to Matt DiBenedetto.
Oh, he's getting real wide. Did he blow right front tire?
Yeah, it never turned, Jeff. That thing straight up the hill into the wall. That's definitely looks like a right front tire.
Luckily, he caught the safer barrier there.
Yep.
And then at that point, everything's damaged so badly.
Every pit stop, the rubber band tightens.
Kyle Larson had the free pass. We're back under green. Well, there's the fight for third, fourth, fifth, sixth.
Fight all over the place.
And Keselowski emerges in front of Harvick.
Boy, if Harvick wasn't frustrated enough from that previous stop, this one's really going to get him frustrated. He's all the way back to 4th right now.
It's only the second car to pass Harvick all day. Joey Logano, Martin Truex side by side behind Kurt Busch, ahead of Jimmy Johnson.
And there goes Harvick by Keselowski to get to 3rd.
Accelerates off that 4 car is so good off the corner, back in the gas and never lifts. Comes up off the corner with a lot of speed.
Now we've got a couple laps on the tires. Can he get up there to the 20 and the 19 and get by both of them?
Dale Earnhardt Jr. underneath Kyle Busch. That'll be 9th place.
I mean, I think as much as Dale Jr.'s battled with this car in practice, and I know he started on the front row, I think they've actually done a pretty nice job of hanging in there.
Boy, this pack was a mess a lap ago. Allmendinger's in front of this group, but now Stewart and Almirola battle side by side, and right behind them, Stenhouse packs it into the corner right alongside Danica Patrick.
Yeah, everybody just sticking their nose in there trying to make a pass. Guy in front closes the door.
A lot of offense and defense going on.
Really?
After these restarts.
A lot of offense.
A lot of hoping. Whoa,
That looked like contact between Stewart and Almirola. As Tony moves into the top 20.
Oh, look at that.
There you go.
Left here, smoking really bad here.
Boy, one thing we've learned this year, any amount of contact to those left rear fenders really start rubbing the tires, and it doesn't take long before that tire will be flat.
We'll be ready for you.
Got to get in the pits.
Yeah, something's smoking
He's coming,
there,
guys.
and it's not the ham.
He's coming. Be ready. 35.70 here. 35.70.
Tough break for Eric Almirola,
That's your
having to
mark.
pit under green. Here
Now.
is why.
Bam.
Yeah, just
Look, it raised the right front of Tony's car almost off the ground. He hit so hard.
Yeah, I think Tony was going up there to side draft him, but maybe misjudged it a little bit. Here's a pass for the lead.
Carl Edwards around the outside of teammate Matt Kenseth.
They better get going. That's all I can tell them, because there's a guy in that 4 car that's chasing them down right behind these two.
Brigham Smith has limped his Tommy Baldwin Chevy back to the garage after hitting the wall with the rear of the car at turn 4. Trevor Bayne will get the free pass on this, the 3rd caution of the day.
We heard on the radio that he said something broke on the car. He's coming off turn 4 here, or just about ready to, and the car did just spin around with him. Not sure what the problem might be.
Something may have broke, but it definitely broke traction.
Smith, Matt DiBenedetto, both in the garage early.
I think he'll
Could
get
be a
there.
big day.
It's
Yeah.
whether or not he can get that win.
Green flag.
Whoa! Contact, 19 to
Kenseth
20.
gave Edwards a big shove.
It's actually going to pay off for Martin Truex Jr. a little bit, I think.
Carl got a nice run off of 2 right there. Got a good head of steam going down into the 3rd and 4th turn here.
By the time he comes off 4, Truex will have those tires cleaned off.
Oh yeah, this worked out perfectly for him.
I like that call.
3 wide here. Jimmy Johnson, the inside of Austin Dillon. It's like it's 10 to go, right?
Yes, or 5 to go, or green, white checker.
And you better drive that way too if you want to be in the hunt.
7th place. Chase Elliott 19th, battling Allmendinger.
Look who he's battling with, his buddy in the 16 of Greg Biffle again.
Vince?
Yeah, the 24 of Chase Elliott, they've been fighting a loose race car, but their biggest problem throughout the course of the day has been their radio communication. They had to switch from channel 1 to channel 2, still not very good. They're talking about possibly going to hand signals because the communication is so garbled on the radio. So that's been a big issue for the 24 trying to get the feedback where it needs to be.
Yeah, get his dad over there. We always had hand signals, you know, beat on the door, beat on the roof, beat on your helmet. We had a lot of hand signals.
Well, hopefully he can hear them, and maybe they can talk him through that. But communication here is so important. The balance of the race car and the adjustments that you make are crucial to your performance here. So they're gonna have to figure that out at some point.
Let's go back to this restart and show you the big shove down the front straightaway from Matt Kenseth when Carl Edwards probably just didn't take off. Watch the 2 yellow cars.
Whoa, baby, what do they say with teammates like this? Who needs friends?
All I can tell you is that 20 took off a lot better than the 19. You know, all weekend long, the 78's been the best car. When you look at the timing and scoring, very fast laps. And I got a little bit concerned in this race. He wasn't making any ground up. I think it just goes to show you how important track position is and how hard it is to pass here at Dover until that groove really widens out.
So now you have the 88, the 18, and the 48 single file, crazy eights, if you will.
It's not till the end of the run that these crazy eights really seem to shine. But right now, Jimmy Johnson doing an excellent job being really patient.
And they're fighting for 8th place.
Yeah. Oh, there it is crazy eights.
It is.
Where do we see triple eights? Oh, that's when we went to Australia.
Australia, yeah.
Craig
Lowndes.
Yeah.
Drove the triple eight.
Triple eights.
I just like the look of this 48 car, how it changes direction so well, stays right on the bottom, carries good momentum from the middle of the corner off the exit. I think you're going to see him continue to just inch his way forward.
Halfway. When we get to halfway, I remember several races here where we didn't talk a lot about the 48 till we got to halfway. And you got 10 wins here. You got to know a little bit about this joint.
You get him in the top 5 on that last run, that's where he becomes clutch.
You know, Kyle Larson got the free pass on the second caution. And boy, that car has improved. He's in 13th place.
It certainly has. When you can turn underneath somebody like that and make a move on Austin Dillon and drive right by him, that's a good sign.
But he's in an area where he normally doesn't run. Low.
And this place has been great for Kyle Larson. He's never finished worse than 11th. It just suits his driving style. You don't need finesse here. It's nice momentum, and they were happy with the car in practice. And so far today, they've been making adjustments. As you guys noted, wedge adjustments in the way to go. Kyle's saying this is the best the car's been all day.
Larson's had more top 10s at Dover than any other racetrack.
And Mike, you nailed it. I mean, you said the car looked good, and he just confirmed that that's the best the car has been all day, and it's running the bottom pretty well. We know he loves to run up next to the wall, but today he's got that thing working right around the bottom.
Well, that's a sign of a good race car driver. We see a great race car driver right here, and Jimmy Johnson going by his teammate Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Let's get a nationwide Dale Jr. performance update from Vince.
Well, Dale Earnhardt Jr., they just haven't been able to get the car quite where they want it all weekend long. Made a lot of changes for the car today, and it's been okay. Started in the front row, but you see that he's dropped back throughout the course of the race. The right rear just chattering right now. That's what's making Jr. uncomfortable in the race car and limiting his speed.
That was one of the things. They said they changed the rear end housing. When that right rear is chattering, that's a camber issue. Larry, you might be able to help us out with that. A little camber in that right rear, maybe not enough, causing it to chatter.
Yeah, I mean, and again, you can put camber in the rear wheels. You can't obviously put as much as you put in the front, but camber's just leaning the right rear end or the left rear out, which helps those rear tires to bite, especially on acceleration off the racetrack.
And this place is really bad for that. Not only is the track a little bit rough with the concrete surface, but you heard Kevin Harvick talk about sitting up on top of the racetrack. It's really easy when rubber gets laid down this track, the sun comes out, track temperature goes up, to get on top of the racetrack and slide and chatter those rear tires.
Well, the expansion joints in the concrete. You've driven, you folks at home, you've driven down a concrete highway and you get that pa-pump, 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 pa-pump. Well, we get that all the way around this 1 mile racetrack. That flexes the sidewalls of those tires, air pressure build up, handle goes away.
Jimmy Johnson's on the move. Boy, he went past Dale Earnhardt Jr., his teammate, and he caught Brad Keselowski a lap or two ago. Got right to Brad's rear bumper, especially in 3 and 4. Remember, he's the first car on the track that took 4 tires under that caution.
He's running hard, I can tell you that. He just about lost it off of turn 4 once he caught the 2 car. He was the fastest car on the racetrack the lap before he caught the 2 car.
That has come onto the racetrack and caused there's one.
Right there's where it goes, and you can see that that one's actually taped up. A cool day like this, you don't need a lot of air, so they tape that thing up.
That has put
a duck on the track there.
Under caution at lap 172, 4th caution of the day, I believe. Logano, McMurray, and Edwards each took 2 tires. Everybody else took 4.
Mike, I'm not saying that Greg Biffle has a great car. Got a pretty good car.
He's got good track position now.
And we're back under green. Goodyear aerial coverage, providing these views of the restart.
Watch Kyle Larson on this restart. There he goes, 3 wide to the inside. I love how aggressive he is on these restarts. I don't think Mark
I was
Truex
gonna
Jr.
say,
saw that
who
coming.
doesn't? The guy in the 78 is not real impressed. I tell you, that 42 is going somewhere, boys.
He's shown some good speed throughout the race, especially on these short runs.
Seemed like they got him hooked up here in last stop and really got the car
There
going
he goes.
now. He's looking.
Larson hunting the lead.
He wants that lead, buddy.
Easy and hard on, bud.
Really getting off the corner well. There he goes.
Look at bottom. He's there, quarter there, half. Clear by 5 behind him.
You know, Greg did a great job really working hard to get that lead on that restart. He's got to be smart right here, and he does. Kyle Larson gets to the inside of him and takes the lead. Now he's got to be really smooth here and make the most out of these older tires and hold on as long as he can.
Yeah, I talked to Greg this morning, and he was really optimistic. He said, I don't know if I got a winning car or not, but I got a good car today, and this is really looking good for him right now.
Jamie?
Well, I talked to Chad Johnston on the 42 this morning. He said, you know, this year we've had fast race cars. We've just had horrible luck. They've wrecked in 7 of the 11 races. He said all we need to do is get to the end. He's only led 9 laps, and here he is leading today.
Carnwall, turn 3. Austin Dillon.
Austin Dillon up the hill and then the outside wall hard.
It broke way back in the front stretch. I don't know what it was.
Well, we keep hearing drivers talk about things that are breaking.
Well, this racetrack, I mean, it is brutal on the cars.
You can tell it looks like it's laying down the right front. Yeah, something in the suspension.
I think about this. Paul Menard in an RCR Xfinity Series broke something in the right front on Friday in practice. I know for a fact that they were all running the same front end package here this weekend.
Yes.
5th caution of the day, lap 183. Clint Boyer should get the free pass on this caution flag.
Straight to the garage with that baby.
So Dillon limps it back to the garage. And the replay will be our AAA full throttle ride with Austin Dillon in the AAA Chevy.
Inside.
You could just hear it laying down on the splitter.
I heard you saw rubber flying up off the thing
I
before
don't
it
know
got
if
up into the
I don't know
wall
if the
too.
right front tire went down or some component in the suspension broke there, but you could hear it down on the splitter before he ever got to the corner. There's no chance it was ever going to turn.
Green flag. And Larson steps out.
Boy, man, when the car's on your outside like 22 was around the outside of the 16, that can suck that inside car loose. But old Greg Biffle hung on to her.
Tell you who does have 4 fresh tires, Denny Hamlin in the 11. He's now back on the lead lap with a free pass. He made a bold 3-wide move, and he's not done.
Bold inside move by Kevin Harvick on Jimmy Johnson. They're going into turn 1. Kevin's car is so good on short runs here on these restarts.
9th place for Harvick.
What I like about it, Harvick, he doesn't drive in the corner extremely hard, but man, when he gets in the throttle, he accelerates off the corner.
I tell you who took advantage of those 4 tires on that restart was Matt Kenseth. Was able to leapfrog his teammate Carl Edwards and get ahead of the 78, working on the 1 car, Jamie McMurray.
Yeah, Jamie just moved up out of the way of Matt Kenseth there and let him go because he knew he was bad fast.
'21st, Kevin Harvick, who stopped to avoid everything, will restart 20th. Denny Hamlin, a couple of cautions ago, he was the free pass car. He's now your leader. He did not stop. Brad Keselowski did. So did Earnhardt, Kyle Busch, Logano, and Larson. Keselowski going for second. Larson right behind him.
Oh boy, oh boy.
He is on a mission today, and he's got fresher tires.
That car is awesome, baby. That thing is hooking the bottom. Man, he got a nice run off turn 4.
He got a taste of what it's like to be out front leading in clean air. I think it gave him a lot of confidence in that race car.
He likes it. Chad Johnson is crew chief. Remember, he's had some success here with Martin Truex Jr. and also with Tony Stewart. So crew chief knows a little about this racetrack too, and it's showing today.
Kyle Larson has something Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski does not have. He got 4 fresh tires on that last trip to pit road. Keselowski in the 18, Kyle Busch, just 2 right sides.
Yeah, and our leader, Denny Hamlin, didn't even stop that time. He stopped on, what, lap 185, I believe. So we're seeing just how important clean air is being out front.
I like what Larson's doing, though. He's got 4 tires. He knows he's a little bit better, and he's being really aggressive trying to get by Brad Keselowski here.
There is when all the leaders were last on pit
He's in
road.
there.
Oh, look at him attack that 2 car.
Boy, he is in there, and he's trying, and I think he's going to make it.
He got a run on him, got to his bumper. The 2 car shut the door on him.
I believe by that 2 car, I might think twice about doing that again.
He almost sent Keselowski all the way to Sambo's.
He did.
Which is a restaurant in
And he'd
Leipzig.
have looked like a crab cake when he got there, too.
A little further back, Martin Truex thinks they may have left front damage from earlier contact with Matt Kenseth. And on that pit stop, Jamie McMurray penalized for too fast entering pit road.
Boy, that advantage of those 4 tires that Larson had there on the restart, so far it has seemed to dwindle a little bit. I don't know if as we run here it'll start to show up again, but that 2 car defending that second position, excellent job.
Whoa, Michael Annett pounds the wall.
That was a huge inside wall hit right there.
We are back under caution at lap 225.
Goodness gracious. So glad they got that safer barrier down on that inside wall now.
Eric Almirola 2 laps down, should be the free pass car. In the vicinity of Brian Scott and Jamie McMurray, here's what happened to the 46, Michael Annett.
Coming off turn 4 here.
Yeah,
Ooh,
slight contact.
Looked like McMurray might have got up the hill just enough to get in the side of the 46 car, and that sent him sailing. Bam, bam.
Truex, your top 10. Keselowski coming.
Yeah, he's looking. He's got the run off 2 there. He's going to make the pass.
Well, it just looked like Denny Hamlin couldn't keep it on the bottom. Maybe got a little bit tight. Here comes Larson possibly as well.
Remember, Hamlin did not pit.
I tell you, that Larson car really gets off the corner nice. Those 4 tires are giving him the grip he needs, and he can get back in the gas and really come up off the corner. One thing that Kyle Larson knows, Brad Keselowski is not going to give up that position very easy. We already saw them fight for second there a minute ago.
And I think now that he's out front, he's going to fight even harder for it. How about it, Jamie?
Well, Jeff, you said it. Confidence is what the 42 of Kyle Larson is feeling. He just told his team, I'm definitely firing off better than these other guys. And typically we see him run up high, but he is able to put that car anywhere he wants.
I mean, is this building off that momentum we saw last week at Kansas? He was really strong. I don't know what Chip Ganassi Racing has done to improve some things, or if just Kyle Larson's talent is coming out these last couple of weeks. But boy, we've seen a whole new Kyle Larson and 42 team the last 2 weeks.
I think he and his crew chief, Chad Johnson, it's a new combination, taking a little bit of time for it to come together, figure out how to communicate what he needs, what he wants, and it's starting to pay off.
You know, DW, isn't it amazing how sometimes you just feel like you're a mile away from getting it all sorted out, getting the car dialed in, having the pit stops, the whole team effort. Then all of a sudden, a couple things go your way, and bam, you're right in it.
Well, I think for him particularly, Kyle Larson likes Dover, and his crew chief knows this racetrack pretty good. So I think it's just the combination today. It's really working.
Both Ganassi cars finished top 10 here last year. Among the Stewart-Haas cars, Kevin Harvick just went underneath teammate Kurt Busch to pick up a spot and move up into 11th, and now 6th place is tightening up. Now here's Jimmy Johnson. He's been passing him 3 wide, outside, inside, anywhere he could catch him with 4 fresh tires. He's picked up 4 spots since the restart. A couple of former roommates, Truex and Earnhardt, 6th and 7th.
We haven't talked a lot about Dale Jr. He started on the front row and he kind of fell back a little bit, but really he's been in the top 10 most of the whole race so far, and they keep working on the car, getting it a little bit better. He'll be a factor before this thing's over with.
See Jimmy Johnson working on Ryan Newman there. I think both of them came down pit road the last caution.
Vince?
Yeah, in regards to Dale Earnhardt Jr., DW, he just hadn't had a real good feel in the back end of the cars. Talked a couple of times about it feeling numb and a little bit bouncy. They took 2 tires on the most recent stop, right sides only, and he says now it's a little bit too free. So they're still trying to find that place to allow him to work with it to go to the front.
Well, I don't think Newman's real happy with this car. You saw a big moment out of him as the back end of the car lost grip. Maintained the position there, though, with Jamie McMurray.
I don't know what happened at 31 car. He was running up here in the top 10. Pretty nice and pretty easy, but man, last couple of stops, they've had problems, Matt.
DW, remember back, they had that tire violation on pit road, lost a lot of track position. Right before that, the car was on the tight side. They were trying to adjust for that. The last stop, remember, they had taken 2 tires trying once again for track position. They went 4 when he pitted with Jimmy Johnson, though the car still no grip.
Boy, Mike, I just saw the 14 car there of Tony Stewart. I'm not sure what happened. Turn 2, the car just really took off up the track. I thought something was wrong with it. Oh, he got a little loose right there, and it took off with him. I see now.
You're so loaded up in the banking here, so on the edge as a driver with the grip level. All it takes is the slightest moment like that, and you correct, and you lose all that momentum.
Yeah, not to count that your heart skips a couple of beats.
No doubt. As if your heart rate's not up enough already at Dover. Now look at this. The groove's starting to change here a little bit as this run goes on. We see the 2 car searching around, the 42 car searching around. Keep an eye on this. This is going to play out.
I think this is the second half. It's always interested me how the second half of the race, cars that you didn't talk about all day are cars that start running really good second half of the race.
Kyle Larson is going for it.
Well, the 44 of Scott got in the way of Keselowski off turn 4.
Here he goes. He's
broke his momentum, and here goes it. He's got to drive it in there one time. You got to drive it in there now.
He's in there.
Yeah, but Brad keeps giving him that inside lane like this and just working that outside lane, and it makes it really difficult to get by him. Can't do it.
Good discipline on that 42's part. He's trying, but he's not forcing it.
This is where he got a great run on the outside the last time. If he can just hook it up on the exit, here he goes. Is the 2 going to block him? No.
Around the outside, momentum carries Kyle Larson back to the lead.
Brett, because I said, I've had it, son. You go ahead. I'm tired. You're wearing me out.
Talk about tenacious.
You got it.
Denny Hamlin finally comes to pit road. And he had trouble getting to pit road, getting slowed down, and on the pit road almost missed the commitment box.
One of the most difficult,
Uh-oh.
One of the most difficult pit roads on the entire circuit to get onto.
Uh-oh.
Vince?
Yeah, they were going to make a chassis adjustment, 4 tires. You know, they stayed out when others pitted last time to try to gain track position. But as you guys mentioned, pitting under green here, that's a weapon.
He was on the lead lap. He's now 2 down. Slowing to get on pit road and the stop. Take 2 laps from Denny Hamlin.
I don't know if you can notice in our camera shot here. See how all of a sudden the track is shaded? Big cloud has come in and has shaded this racetrack. No racetrack is affected, in my opinion, more than sun and shade and track temperature in general, more than this racetrack right here. Look what these teams are going to be dealing with.
I think Austin Dillon hit the wall between 1 and 2. He's slow into turn 3, trying to get down to pit road.
I think Keselowski may have clipped him.
Oh, yeah, he's got damage to the right front.
I think he clipped him.
Big damage.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Knocked the whole right front corner off that 2 car.
Dillon will have to make another lap. He could not get to the pits. We stay green.
Oh, I think the guy that better get in the pits now is that 2 car, because I don't know how much damage there is as far as rubbing on the tire, but he definitely knocked a hole in the right front fender.
I don't know. Take a look at it, Joe. Look for the left front, right front. It's not good.
You'll watch
Let's
this
take a look at it.
Come off turn 2 over there, and the 3 car's up against the wall. And here comes Brad, and he just couldn't get out from behind him, and he clips him right there pretty good.
Ooh.
Caution, caution. You got debris. All right, we're going to fix it. They got
And
pictures.
now caution is out for debris on the front straightaway. At lap 288, 112 laps to go.
Big break there for the 2 car, because that was really they're going to put a piece of patch that right front fender, and hopefully that'll get him back going again. But they got a lot of damage over there.
Yeah, you could hear them talking about taking pictures and video and coming up with a plan while those laps were clicking off. They're going to do the best they can to stay on the lead lap, patch this up, and maybe still have a race car that can compete for, I don't know.
Ford front row, here we go.
As if battling with one Penske driver wasn't enough of Brad Keselowski, now Kyle Larson's going to have to deal with his teammate Joey Logano. Don't count out Martin Truex Jr. in this race either.
And Jimmy Johnson has fought his way back up into the top half dozen.
Unreal. Never count him out, especially here at Dover.
Carl Edwards, 3rd place.
How is the 4 car
I don't know
in 5th place? All the trouble they've had on pit road.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa, man, that was tight between the 78 and the 19.
Pretty tight back here between the 27, the 14, and the 6 too. Pretty tight everywhere right now.
I've always felt like the last 100 laps of this race, everything escalates. Everything gets really intense.
The 21, the 24, the 2 Rickies, they're having a heck of a battle. 21 just got by the 24 off turn 2 over there. Harvick's getting back up to speed here, back up to the front. Things are starting to wind down.
Harvick knows he's got to pounce on those short runs.
Truex is 4th.
Things are winding up, and then they're going to wind down.
Truex 4th, Harvick 5th. 3 of the first 4 drivers in this race have not yet won this year. Hungry? You bet.
Like a hound dog.
Man, I love what I'm seeing out of Kyle Larson, that 42 team.
Wow.
They seem poised and ready to get it done today. They're doing it in every which way. Restarts, working traffic,
Pits.
working different lines, on pit road, everything. Love it. I think Kyle Larson's done an excellent job holding off Martin Truex Jr. here. But the frustration's definitely got to start building if you're Martin Truex Jr. When does your patience run out?
He's just waiting for Kyle to make a mistake. So what he keeps the pressure on him, keeps putting that bumper up there and putting that fender up in his door, he'll make a mistake, or at least that's what he thinks.
So what do you do when you're Kyle Larson and you just can't get away from him?
Yeah,
just keep digging, baby.
Well, you go a little bit into defensive mode. If you get a little bit of a break where the 78 drops back, you might search around just a little bit. I think he knows right now the 78 is definitely faster than him, and it's more about being defensive than it is offensive.
That 78 is in hot pursuit, I'm going to tell you.
Inside quarter here. Downside on
Look at
the
that. He gets up there.
Door, loose under here. Quarter. Clear. Clear.
All right, coming up on Austin Dillon. Then there's a gap. Then Michael McDowell.
Mike, I just think Martin Truex knows if I keep sticking this thing underneath of him here, sooner or later he's going to slip enough. I'm going to be able to make the pass. That's what he's banking on.
Well, DW, we talked about this in the pre-show about motivation. Who's more motivated right now, Kyle Larson or Martin Truex Jr.? I think they're both highly motivated.
I think they are too. I think, like I said, 78 last week, let one get away. Larson has been expected to win. Look at this.
Might have him
here we go. Here we go.
Nope, he's not going to get it done.
Nope.
I don't know. It's going to be pretty tight this time.
Big drive off for Larson. Keeps the lead.
Lead by 2 now in the 1.
Kyle Larson has finished second 3 times.
But you know what I love about Martin Truex, Mike? He doesn't get frustrated.
Oh, no.
He'll just keep doing this. He'll keep doing it.
Here comes Harvick after Logano. Logano just pulled to the inside and let Kevin Harvick go. That was for 4th place.
And while all this is going on, the 19 of Carl Edwards is reeling them in ever so slowly.
So is that 4 car. I've been watching lap times. They're just a little bit faster than the 2 cars fighting for the lead right now.
And if they keep fighting, they're going to have company.
Uh-oh, we got to run this time. We got to run this time. He got him a little loose.
Now, yeah, I think this time he might have a tough time.
And here's why. Michael McDowell is ahead. Another couple of corners, and Truex can use McDowell as a pick, perhaps.
Can he do it? He's there. He's there.
Doesn't do it.
Can't do it. Just so close.
Vince.
Guys, the 22, you mentioned getting passed for position. Joey Logano just came on the radio and said he feels like he's losing power on that 22 machine.
It could be a battery issue, ignition issue. I don't know if he got any options there with that, but it sounds like it might be having an electrical issue.
You know what the record is for most runner-up finishes before your first win?
No.
12.
Wow, did you see the 78 jump sideways right there? If you think these cars are just on rails, I'm telling you folks, they're not. These guys are driving the wheels off these things and right on the edge.
But I got to tell you, Martin's going to have to, somebody's got to tell Martin. Clayton Hughes, the spotter, got to say, look, that 19 is coming, baby.
Oh, this might do it right here at the lap car. Yeah,
there you go.
It is.
Clear. All clear. Drive away, bud.
You better got by him because I tell you, Carl is closing fast.
Oh, this isn't over. James Hilton finished second 12 times before his first win. Harry Gant, 10 second-place finishes before his first win. And as Harry once reminded me, he said, I said, come on, Harry, you ever going to win one of these? He says, hey, second pay is pretty good, too.
Yeah, I always thought that myself. What's wrong with running second every now and then? Still pays pretty good.
Jimmy Johnson going past a fading Joey Logano for 5th. Jamie?
And it's been almost a year since Truex last went to victory lane last June, as a matter of fact. Now the team knows Truex used up a lot of tires getting past the 42, and we've got trouble on the track, guys.
Tony Stewart appears to have blown up. That's Chris Buescher spinning in the oil in turn 2.
Yeah.
And we're under caution for the 10th time.
Something here.
Oh, he thinks he broke a track bar mount.
Wow.
You can see the back
Bring it down
end moving
to us. Take a look
around.
at it.
And our
It is
leader,
the track. It's got to be the track bar.
our leader just missed Tony Stewart.
Mike, and this doesn't help Tony Stewart at all because he needs all the points he can get to get into the top 30. That's one obstacle he has to overcome.
You can see it smoking. That's usually the rear end housing has moved around
Yeah,
and
it's sliding around.
gone to the left and is rubbing the fender well, but doesn't.
I'm not sure about
it doesn't
that.
exactly make sense why the 34 spun out.
As we picked up under caution, they're going to struggle getting going, Timmy. 10-4.
That means be ready.
Could this be the last restart of the day?
And he's talking about that front row, Jimmy Johnson and Matt Kenseth, because they have older tires on the left side.
Yeah, they only have 2 tires, so that's going to be interesting here, guys.
Everybody from second row back got 4. Green flag.
Whoa!
No, Johnson's out of it.
Big wreck.
Can't go.
Big wreck going to happen here on the front straightaway.
No, man. You are kidding me?
Look at who came out front, though, on the back straightaway. Matt Kenseth and Larson.
And Kyle Larson.
Gosh.
There are just no words to describe what just
The
happened.
48 couldn't go, and he just backed
Yeah, I don't
everybody
think
up.
he spun the tires. It looked to me like either something broke or he didn't get it into third gear.
It just, yeah, he never took off.
Well, yeah, he couldn't go, and everybody behind him couldn't stop.
No.
Matt.
Jimmy Johnson just told Chad Canales it was locked in gear. The car would not go. Something either in the driveline or transmission. He said something definitely amiss. It just simply would not go.
Let's have a look first from the Goodyear blimp. The red flag is out at Dover. The front straightaway pretty well blocked. So here's the restart.
It's a
Watch
nice
the 48
jump here.
Yeah, he starts to go, but it looks like when he
That's
shifts
where he shifted third.
third, and it just didn't, something happened.
And then Here comes trouble.
It's on from there.
Look who this takes out. The 78, the 4, 47. All these cars piling in there. Nowhere to go. Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Bam, right into the 24.
Kyle Busch.
Going to be easier to tell you who's not involved.
Goodness gracious.
The 2, the 11.
Let's ride with Kevin Harvick.
Green flag, all rolling. Second out, check it. Go low, hold your line.
And then he gets pile driven from behind.
He almost got through it. You could hear him kind of throttling through it, and then somebody got into the back of him.
Looking good today. Well, Carl didn't get going too good there, and I'm sure Matt didn't mind that.
Kenseth got a good jump.
Look at Kurt Busch battling out there on the outside of the 19. Whoa! Wrecked down the back straight with a 19.
Kidding me?
Big wreck behind you. Caution south.
Well, we knew that it might be a little wild and crazy here at the end.
Yeah, that would hurt. Damn, man. Give me a break. Who was that?
That was Kyle
42.
Larson.
What an idiot. As long as you're all right.
I thought that the 19 maybe got a little loose as he got to him, but obviously Carl feels different about it.
I think I might agree with Carl.
You can be assured one thing right now, with the day that Kyle Larson's been having, he's not going to check up.
No, not now.
Miles the Monster acting like he's not had a meal all year.
No, I told you.
He ought to be full after this.
He turned into Jaws. I think he turned into Jaws today.
There's Larson on the right coming up behind Edwards.
Yeah, he got
right
a little loose.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. I think Carl got a little loose.
He was under the 41. That sucked him around just a tiny bit. The back end stepped out ever so slightly, and he had to check up, and the 42 just...
35 laps to go when they get the green. Here we go.
Contact between the 21 and the 24 on that restart there. Got through it okay, of course.
Look at Casey Kane on the outside taking third position away from Kurt Busch.
16 lead lap cars to fight it out in Dover over the final 35 laps.
Tell you what, that 20 car better get going, because that 42, that Larson kid, he's going to be there. I'll tell you, he's not going to give up.
He's driving that thing sideways to try to get up to the 20.
Got to get to clean air to make that thing work, and the cloud cover is back.
Experience versus youth right here.
That's good for Kyle Larson. Not sure how it's going to affect Matt Kenseth.
Tell you one thing, that Matt Kenseth, he can set on a hot stove. I know that.
Third place, Kurt Busch. Casey Kane.
One thing you're not going to do is rattle Matt Kenseth. That guy is just as cool as it gets.
That's it, buddy.
But boy, that 42 car got a big run off the turn 2 down the back straightaway. Search is high.
Matt's going to have to, it looks to me like Matt's going to have to do a little blocking here. The 42 might be just a skosh better here, guys.
Well, and he's got to work hard because that 41's closing in on both of them.
And the sun's back out.
I think if you're Matt Kenseth, though, you just gotta hope that the 42 burns his stuff up trying to get by him. Matt's a patient guy. He's not going to panic. There's one thing I can tell you about Matt Kenseth. He never looks back. You don't have to worry about him looking in the mirror and making a mistake.
Matt Kenseth made his Sprint Cup debut here, September 1998, substituting for Bill Elliott. He finished 6th, and that's how old Kyle Larson was that day.
That's coming from Kurt Busch.
Yeah,
I believe he just got in the wall off of turn 2.
He said he flattened the right side.
And let's go to the garage. Jamie.
Carl Edwards okay after that big hit. Kyle Larson said on the radio he's not sure what happened, but if it was his fault, he feels bad. What did you see from the driver's side?
Well, that means a lot. It's I just want to be out there racing. We have such a fast car, and Stanley had $1 million on the line. I thought we were going to win this thing. I saw Kurt get loose or something. He stopped. I tried to give him a little room, and as I came down, Kyle just got me, I guess. Just can't thank Dover enough for the safer barriers. The safer barriers are big help. Yeah, that was, it happened pretty quick. I guess that's just racing. It's nice of Kyle to say something, but I still hope Matt wins this race.
Thanks, Carl.
That's his teammate Matt Kenseth, who has the lead by 0.4 of a second over Kyle Larson and a full second over Kurt Busch, Chase Elliott, Casey Kane.
All right, now we got 28 laps to go. Lap traffic is definitely going to play a role in how this race winds up.
You know,
Martin Truex restarted 11th, lost a couple of spots, and then came battling back. Now fighting with Clint Boyer for 10th.
How about Trevor Bayne? Here we go. We got the 78 getting under the 15 here. Martin Truex going by. Clint Boyer up ahead of them is a 6 and a 2. That's another couple of spots. I think Truex's car is pretty good. Don't think he can get to
with
the
that
front.
battered nose up against Trevor Bayne. That's for 8th place. Boy, there are some moving chicanes out there. Some badly wounded race cars trying to make it to the finish.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the 22 car is doing.
Yep.
He's really tore up and way off the pace.
Well, yeah, he and Allmendinger are just kind of riding around.
But remember the 22, he doesn't have a win. So
True.
he's thinking points. But I just don't know when.
Look at this. Look at this.
Kyle Larson is there.
This is right when they caught lap traffic. Started affecting. He's there. He's to the outside. If he can stay there. Oh, he didn't quite get there.
Not that time.
Buddy, I tell you, he leaps on every opportunity, and particularly in traffic. He's really, Kyle Larson's aggressive
Look
in
at
that
this.
traffic.
He's going to get a run on the inside.
Inside. Clear.
They made a little contact there.
Hey, Chase Elliott is running them down as they battle for the lead. Elliott's coming right into the picture in 3rd place.
They're going to swap lanes here now. The 42 on the bottom, 20 on the top.
This is only helping the 24 reel them in even that much more.
Who will get their first win of the season?
Well, we've all said it would be no surprise if the 24 or the 21 were to win a race. And that 24 car, if I remember right, is usually pretty good here at this race.
The 20's loose. You can see him jumping the back end out, getting in and getting off the corner.
I'm not so sure Larson didn't show him a little something. That little high line there, Matt's moved up a little bit.
Yeah, it's like his one opportunity, wasn't it?
Chase Elliott, 1/10 of a second faster than the 2 leaders last lap.
He's there, Mike. He's got a better car. I don't know what he's going to do when he gets there, but he's definitely got a faster car, and he is coming in a hurry.
The question is, does he know what he's going to do when he gets there? Sure he does.
Nobody knows. Oh, boy.
Miles does.
Yeah.
This has been one wild and crazy and exciting Dover.
Now we're going to have a 3-way battle for the win or for the lead here pretty quick.
Going to be 20 to go when they come back to the line.
Matt Kenseth keeps trying to get down in front of him and block the 42, but he's so loose. Oh, look at this. That's it. That might be a pass for the lead.
Can he clear? Kenseth?
Back to you.
No.
Outside quarter. 2 backs, 24. Stay outside on the quarter.
Listen, I would have been clear up right there.
Yeah.
I would have come up, baby.
Oh, Larson got loose right there.
And Chase
there
Elliott.
comes the 24.
Look at this.
Oh.
Elliott coming for
Carries the
second.
momentum off of turn 2, makes the move.
Oh, he's going to. Oh, they're going to get together. Yikes.
Larson's like, where
Larson
did that
did
come
not
from?
like that. He didn't like that move.
Chase Elliott was loose off 4 in the low groove.
Larson said, I had this 20 set up, and where did this kid come from?
What can Chase Elliott do with Matt Kenseth?
Oh, wait, we're the same age. Boy,
Under the left car of Cole Witt.
Matt Kenseth's got his hands full, buddy.
He does. He's driving
2
the
young
wheels off of
lions.
it. He doesn't have the car that I think the 24 and the 42 have.
No, but he's got the lead, and that's the difference. That's a little bit of clean air. Matt struggles a little bit off turn 2. He seems to be okay in 3 and 4, but he's struggling off turn 2.
Yeah, he's drifting high in the middle of 3 and 4. I still think the 42 has the best car of the 3 of them.
Traffic ahead, single file should not be a factor. And being told to get out of the way. Here comes Kenseth.
Boy, that 42
man,
is going to get into the back of that 24 yet.
He's going to try to use Logano as a pick and give Chase Elliott nowhere to go. And Logano moves up high and clears 2 lanes for the leaders.
Boy, these 2 young guys are fighting it out, man. That's a fight right there.
What a battle for second, and that's just what Matt Kenseth needs to see in his mirror.
Yeah, Matt needs to get a gap and then get some cars between he and the 42 and the 24.
Awesome battle between these 2 young drivers.
Now, if they keep this up, Kurt Busch and Casey Kane will be right on them.
Now the question is if the 42 can get clear, which he's not quite clear of the 24. I don't know if the 24 is loose. He just doesn't seem to have the car when he's in front of the 42, but when he gets behind him, his car just comes to life.
I think they're so, oh my gosh, they're so close. Every time they come around the car, I think they're going to hit each other.
All right, now the 42 sort of cleared the 24. Can he run down Matt Kenseth?
I think Matt's driving as hard he's all he's got. 15 to go, 14 to go.
And Kenseth is quicker by about a tenth.
I think Matt needed some breathing room. Get these guys off my bumper and let me get a little breathing room here, and I think I'll be okay.
And I think they got the racing so hard they heated up the tires, and it just seems like it's going to take a couple more laps for them to really come back to them.
13 to go this time by, coincidentally, the length of the final segment in next week's Sprint All-Star race.
Now that time there, almost 3/10 better Larson was than the 20 of Matt Kenseth. I think there's a chance he might get back to him.
He's closing up a little bit. We can see that. What he's got to worry, what Kyle Larson doesn't need is for Chase Elliott to get back up there and race him again. Otherwise, I think he can focus on chasing Matt back down.
Chase searched around, went to the high line down in 3 and 4 that time and gained on Kyle Larson. Now Larson moves up high in 1 and 2.
Yeah, and they're again closing that gap between the 20 car of Matt Kenseth. They're getting there, buddy.
Yeah, that lap, Larson was 8/100ths quicker, and Kenseth bobbled a bit right there between 3 and 4, and the boys are coming after the veteran.
Got that right.
11 to go.
That was a good 1 and 2 that time for Matt Kenseth in that slow car.
But Larson was a tenth better this last lap.
The 24 just close enough to keep worrying the 42.
Boy, the 42 hooked the bottom.
He did right there.
That was a 3 and 4 and
that was
on
Larson.
that.
Yeah, that was Larson's best lap right there. And on the stopwatch, 12/100ths quicker than the leader.
Yeah, he hooked the bottom in the 3 and 4. Really picked up some time that lap.
Let's see if he learns something there. Can do it again.
See what he can do. If he hooks that bottom, man, he made a lot of time right here. And he looks good again, right on it. Right on it.
And that time Kenseth tried, but he could not hold the bottom of the racetrack in 3 and 4.
I think Larson's really good, except on corner exit. Looks like he gets a little bit loose off a corner.
9 to go.
If Matt Kenseth wins this race, he did it purely on experience, being a veteran, and not making any mistakes.
He will have earned his first win of the year, I can tell you.
Now here, Larson caught Austin Dillon's lap car in the straightaway, where Kenseth had to deal with him in the corner.
I think that 42 is starting to give up, Jeff. I see him getting a little sideways off both corners now.
Well, and that time the 24, Chase Elliott hooked the bottom, and now he's coming back on the 42.
I think you watch that 42, he's getting a little loose off the corners now, and that's hurting. It's really keeping him from making any more progress.
Matt goes up the racetrack. Here comes the 42, hooking the bottom again.
And it'll be 7 to go.
She's going to be a nail biter.
And that lap, Larson was a tenth of a second better.
All clear. He's at the very end. I couldn't get to him quick enough. You're doing fine. 6 to go at the strike.
That was Kenseth.
Yeah.
And that was Chris Osborne, his spotter.
The 42's a little better in 3 and 4. Seems like maybe the 20's a little bit better in 1 and 2. They kind of swap back and forth. It ends up about the same time, 83 to 87, that time by.
Now, if he does catch him, how's he going to pass him? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. He might.
He's tried everything.
He might have a plan.
Casey Kane got past Jimmy Johnson using Kurt Busch as a pick.
Boy, Matt keeps getting higher and higher. Matt keeps getting higher and higher in 3 and 4. Larson keeps getting lower. Matt keeps getting higher.
Oh, he really gained on him. As soon as they get to lap traffic, it looks like the 20 really struggles.
Come on, Logano.
5 to go. I should say Casey Kane got past Kurt Busch for 4th place using Johnson as a pick. You know.
Look at this.
Oh, look at this.
A lot of that was Logano didn't move out of the way. He stayed out in the groove there and held Matt up a little bit.
Oh, look at this. He's going to move him.
And did.
Whoa, don't lose it.
It ain't over yet, boys.
Oh, my God, what a battle.
What drive off Kenseth has. It'll be 3 laps to go at the line.
Matt says, if you're gonna get this win for me, you're gonna have to wreck me.
And he about did there. 1 and 2. Don't count that out.
You're not going to about wreck me. You're going to have to wreck me if you want this win.
You got to remember, Kyle Larson's going for his first win in the Cup Series. This would be huge for him in his career.
Slow
Lap car.
Yikes.
Whoa, up high, and Larson's got room underneath.
He can get underneath them there. He just can't clear him off of 4.
Two to go. 2 to go.
He's going to try him. He's try him on the outside.
There.
He's looking, but he can't quite get there. Man. Woo! Come on, white flag.
And now Elliott is right back with them.
Boy, Matt went way up high that turn.
White flag in the air. Coming to 1 to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank, and they're each 2 car lengths apart.
Something special is going to happen here off of turn 2 and through 3 and 4.
I think Matt Kenseth's got him enough breathing room. I don't think he can get there now, and Matt's doing a
Lap car
job.
out of the way. Larson on the bottom. Here he comes. Kenseth rides the high groove all the way to the checkered flag. Matt Kenseth wins at Dover.
Race. Awesome race.
Wasn't that great?
I don't know.
Thanks, guys. Wow. You earned that one, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, it went loose on me. 6-inch swing on the track bar.
Wow.
Matt's out of breath.
Put on the track bar 6 inches.
37th career win.
Guys, I really appreciate it. Great work, buddy. Thank you.
Last win, New Hampshire, September 2015. For Matt Kenseth, 17 starts ago. He becomes the 7th different winner this season. And this is his 3rd victory at Dover. As NASCAR inspectors check lug nuts on all cars. Taking home the checkered flag is today's Sunoco Fueling Victories, Matt Kenseth.
This is a veteran's way of doing it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't want to back this baby in the wall. I just pull her down here and burn some tires up.
Oh, he just grabbed another gear.
He pulled down right in front of his pit stall so his crew could join in the celebration. Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, what a race.
It was great. Casey Kane.
Kurt Busch, the top 5, all of whom were looking for their first win of the season.
So much fun to watch that race. Watch Matt Kenseth, the veteran, hold off those young guns coming after him. They tried everything, sliding all over the place. Wild, awesome, loved it.
Kurt Busch bounced it off the wall trying to get up there. I mean, they were going for it.
Last week we were singing the blues about Matt Kenseth. This week he's headed for Sunoco Victory Lane.
All 4 of the Joe Gibbs Toyotas have enjoyed victory this year, and for Matt Kenseth this one's sweet after all the frustration, and let's head down there.
A season of heartbreak and frustration for Matt Kenseth, but today it's a monster-sized celebration as he wins for the 3rd time at Dover. 2 tires on the last pit stop, and then you had one heck of a battle on your hands with Kyle Larson. After everything you've been through this season, how good does it feel to be in victory lane today?
It feels good. We needed this one for sure. So, great race team, obviously great organization. Joe Gibbs Racing, everybody at TRD and Toyota has done a great job with these engines and cars and the designs we have. So, I always say I'm a lucky guy to be driving these things. So thanks to Dollar General, DeWalt, great sponsors, Toyota, TRD, Gatorade, Citizen, Wiley X, Cessna, and Interstate Batteries. We've got great partners over there. We can't do it without them. We were tight all night on restarts, and then 5 laps in that last run, we got so loose I thought Kyle was going to get right by me. So just buried the track bar and kept digging the best I could and tried to hold him off.
How did you hold him off? You said you went 6 inches difference on the track bar. It was so loose.
I just ran it down as far as it went. It was that's how much lower it was than it was all day, but it just went loose that run. I was obviously being aggressive to try to get off the corners, but I thought the first half of the race we were pretty good at. We lost the handle a little bit the second half. Obviously got fortunate, some of the good cars got in accidents, but Kyle gave me all I wanted and then some.
Finally, Matt Kenseth in victory lane. Jamie?